I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not, but you'll have to remind me. I got to tell you one more thing about Pablo getting cursed in the woods.
Oh my God!
I'll save that for the post-show.
This is very appropriate, though. This is a fantastic segue into curses and people being possessed and being followed by its followed.
That's the thing. It follows you.
It does follow you, which is arguably one of the coolest monster movies ever, where it's
it follows as
human.
Remember when It Comes at Night came out and we were hyped, and then it's okay, but it just was the title was so good and it was such a letdown. But it's this is one of those movies where it's it follows, and then it just actually sticks to it and
it's
follows
done really
is a
well.
good title.
This is okay. I'm gonna tell you real quick right now, before the synopsis. This movie is what Drive is to you. This film is to me, where it's all vibe, and as much as I mesh with it, I'm I don't know. I'm not into it as much, but
I know why.
It's weird, but it's weird.
I know why, and I'm about to tell you when we get to the end of it.
Well, and that's the thing, exactly, and I think it's I like this movie so much, and it kind of it just doesn't quite deliver. But anyways,
it's because you're jaded. That's what it is. It's
a
cynical. No. You're fucking cynical. You're old.
No.
See, that's the thing. You can't connect now to the youth, and you're
are you kidding
you're
me?
This old man, and you're young kids and their fucking sexual.
No, I remember when this came out. I saw it when it came out, and I loved it. And I think it's just it's one of those that didn't age well. As much as I liked it then, me watching it now, I can see a lot of it's low budget and indie thing. I mean, what they accomplished is amazing for the budget. But anyways,
I had the opposite reaction. But we'll get into it.
Okay. You want to give a synopsis for
sure.
fine folks at home?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So it follows. Starts with this girl, right? She was running out of her house, from something she can't see. She's gets in her car, drives away. She ends up on the beach. She knows something's bad is going to happen to her. Next day, she's fucking bent in half and dead, right? That's just the stinger setup, right? They always do in horror movies. But then it really gets in the meat and potatoes. Follows Jay, this young college student that is, just lives with her mom and her sister. I forget the sister's name, and then the friend comes. I forget her name too, and then Paul's the other friend.
Kelly's the sister.
That's right,
Paul's
Kelly. Yeah.
Paul's the
Zara or something is the friend with the curly hair with the fart or whatever. But
yeah.
So she's got this group of friends. Yeah, she got this group of friends, and it's this indeterminate, classic period or whatever. And she's got a date with this boy, and she goes on a date with this guy, and they go see a movie. They're going to see fucking, I forget what it was Cat People or something. But they're going, and the guy starts acting super sketchy when he's yeah, do you see that person? And she's like, what are you talking about? And then he starts acting totally weird and leaves. And so she's talking with her friends yeah, he's cute, but he's being super wonky the other night. And so she goes out with him again, though, and he's
I know, yeah.
He's got the beer. Well, it sounds like they've been out a couple of times, and he's got the beer, and they go to this they're in Michigan. They go to this abandoned building in this parking lot, and they have a couple drinks, and they scrump in the back of his car, and it's all nice, and it's consensual and everything, and she's all in her post-sexual bliss, talking about and then he comes and fucking chloroforms her,
yeah.
After, at least he waits till after. What a gentleman!
It turns sinister for sure. Well, no, right, and it I love how this movie, you don't really know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's been ruined now, but
the first
when
time
I first saw this,
you're
I didn't know this was a horror movie, and so it was great that. Sure,
but you don't know what you don't know what it is. So it was shocking when he did that to her.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she wakes up and she's tied to a wheelchair in this abandoned building, and he's like, "Yo, there's this thing. It's gonna fucking follow you. It's passed on. I passed it on to you when we were banging in the car, and it can look like any kind of people. It can look like people look like strangers, whatever. But it's gonna fucking follow you. Don't let it catch you. If it kills you, it comes to me, right?" And he's like, "I just wanted to show you that it was real." And so then this naked woman shows up, all walking towards her, all menace, just all fucking slowly and
very
menacingly.
determinate.
And he's like,
determined and
he's like,
like
wherever
the Terminator.
it is, wherever it is, it's coming towards you, but it's slow. So, don't ever fucking find yourself trapped anywhere, or whatever. And so he just ditches her in her fucking her front of her house, and speeds off into the night. And she's like all in her underwear and shit. And everyone's like, oh my god. Cops called. The guy across the street, fucking, what's his name? Gary? Was it Gary? Jerry? Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, Greg.
Greg. That's what it was. Yeah, it's Greg. Greg, he's like more like he's like kind of like the charming, but like also kind of bad boy. Like, he's got the charisma, but like they have like a kind of a history. He's like, what's going on over there? But she is wigging out. She's like, oh, it's not true. And then she like goes to class and thinks she sees it following her, and nobody else seems to notice it. And so she starts to believe. And then one night she does see it in her house and has a full panic, and nobody else can see it. But her friends are, pretty empathetic towards her. But she runs out into the night. Yeah, she runs out into the night. Everyone chases her down, and she's like, "Oh my God, it follows!" And Greg shows up too, and he's like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And they're like, "No, we gotta find Hugh, right? The guy that passed it on to her, and figure out what the details are." So Greg's like, "I got the car, let's go." And so they drive to where his house is, that she knows about. That's like in a fucking rundown part of Detroit or whatever. And goes to say it's some old abandoned house, and the windows are all blocked up, and there's like fucking noise traps everywhere and all this. They find a clue that leads them to that the girl that died at the beginning, it went back to him because she died. That was like his high school sweetheart, it looked like. I'm assuming. But they go back to the high school to like get information to find out about him, and they find out he's just living with his mom. He's got a different name and everything, and his name's like fucking Jeff actually. And so they track him down, and he's like, "Hey man, like I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to do all this and that, but like if it gets you, it gets me, and like you just go fuck someone, and hopefully you just be good, right?" And so, eventually, I remember like it's next step, but they're like, "Okay, she's like, you got to buy some time." So they drive out to the lake.
Go to the beach.
Yeah, they go out to the lake, and it follows them there, and they have like an instant where it's like, her hair gets grabbed, and there's like definitely some proof for some of them, like Paul, that believes that something's there, and fucking they got a gun, but she steals the car and runs away, but then she fucking crashes into a cornfield, wakes up in the hospital, and she eventually fucks Greg. To be like, he's like, "I want to help, baby. You know what I mean? It's all good. I'll pass it on to me. It's all good." And so she does, because Paul wants to too, but Paul's pure of heart, right? So,
right. Yeah.
So
he's the friend, so she wants to spare him because she's kind of using Greg as fodder.
Well, and Greg's like, he's the guy that's all like, he's the macho tough guy, but and so she bangs him or whatever, but she's still acting weird, and he's like, "Nah, I don't know what it is. I don't fucking believe it, but it is. We'll figure it out. It is what it is." But then, that night Jay's watching, and it follows. It looks like him, goes and breaks into his house, and she tries to, go and save him. She runs over there, but he ends up getting fucked to death by this monster that like absorbs him, like some crazy shit, and like also is his mom, which is also extra trauma.
I know, right there. Yeah, there you go.
But and so it's back onto her, and she's like, "I didn't think it would happen," and so they try to devise this plan of something they can do to try and stop this thing, because they did shoot it at the beach and it didn't kill it, but it kind of slowed it down. So they're like, "Okay, it can be hurt, whatever." So they go to this old abandoned pool, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna fucking lure it into the pool, and we're gonna shock it." So they bring a bunch of shit, they hook it all up to the thing, and they're gonna try and lure it in the pool, push the electricity shit in there, and electrocute it, hopefully to death. That doesn't go according to plan at all, because it shows up, and it's like, you don't really know how smart this thing is. I don't think it's like that smart, but it knows. And so it starts throwing the shit at her. And all the while, Paul is trying to shoot this thing he can't see. And he shoots Zara in the leg or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's just being a dumb kid shooting at an invisible monster. And, but it gets in the pool with her. Jay's kind of fucked up. But then eventually they dome it in the head twice. And there's a lot of blood. And they get away, and it's like, yeah, that probably didn't kill it, but maybe it like stopped it for a time. They don't know. because it's like it kind of like dissolved, and it came as her dead dad the last time, which was like an extra thing, just a background thing of her family character development or whatever. So it ends, and she bangs. I forgot she banged
Paul.
some random guys on a boat earlier, and that
Well,
didn't work. But yeah,
she doesn't though. That's the thing. I don't think
think
she
so?
does actually do it. I don't know. I mean, when I was looking this movie
yeah,
up
maybe not.
a little bit, it's
ambiguous.
definitely
Yeah.
it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
I
Either
think
way.
like the theming, through the theming that she wasn't able to, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever. It's there.
Even if she did, the guy, she didn't tell the guy obviously, and he immediately got killed. So
Yeah.
but she bangs Paul finally. They bang, and it's like this. They like each other, but it's also bittersweet because it's like this weird thing now, and it's like he's like, I'm taking your sexually transmitted monster into me, and then I'm gonna go fuck a prostitute, which he does, right? So they're like, okay, hopefully that'll be enough of a chain to create some distance, and then, so they're together at the end, but it's like they've gone through some stuff. They're constantly looking over their shoulder, and they never know if they're still being followed, and that's
By it.
as it follows.
I do really like the ending shot though. That is cool.
I do
when
too.
like they're walking, like that's what I mean. This movie is so Drive-esque, where it's like in Drive there's a lot of things that happen that's just them sitting around.
There's so
it's
much
it's just
plot.
the like
There's so much plot in Drive, and this is definitely like relying on the conventions of like, I honestly think this would be a great double feature with like A Nightmare on Elm Street, where it's like these young kids that are like into some supernatural thing where they only believe each other, no one else believes them.
Right.
There's like the absent adults, right? Like it definitely checks all those boxes while also doing something kind of unique and fresh with it. And then I said in another review, or I said on Reddit, that the only other thing I could think of in recent memory that had like a similar vibe to this in a lot of ways is Talk to Me, right? And you saw that, right? You saw Talk to Me?
Yeah. Talk to Me is awesome.
And so, I mean, but also not even just like the type of monster and the pass it on, because Smile does that too. But just like the youth energy that it feels like it portrays like younger people in a way that doesn't feel pandering, like it feels like it was made by younger, but also not like, yo, check out TikTok, like trying to, like that's what I appreciate about it being like ambiguous time period, because it's like more of a general childhood, like general youth feel, where you focus on that and not like, so what, are these kids the internet? What generation is this? It's an ambiguous 90s, early 2000s, you know what I mean? Type of vibe.
Right.
So.
And it's like, and it's supposed to kind of, I mean, like Yara's phone is like not of this world.
Well,
even.
It's not even a
like,
phone. They don't have cell phones. They have only like regular phones.
But a woman, the original girl, like Sarah or whatever, or Annie or whatever, the girl at the beginning who dies,
right. She has her cell phone.
She's on a cell phone. Yeah, she's on a cell phone, and so like that's the whole thing, is like they do it on purpose to make it seem dream world, like it's supposed to be. It's just supposed to, like, even with the one thing I noticed on this watch, and then was confirmed when there was an interview that the director did, and it's like he's like he made it where you don't know what time of year it is. Like it seems like it's really cold in the morning and really warm at night, and like they're swimming at times, but then they're like at the beach, or they're in jackets. They're in jackets and seems right. And it's shot like it's like in the fall, but yet like then there's summer scenes. It's supposed to like, and I noticed, like, on this watch, I noticed that, where I was like, oh man, there's a lot more, like, there's jackets, but then she's in her swimsuit a lot, and like
is like a type of nostalgia where it's not like oh, my childhood and everything necessarily, but it is very much like it does feel like a memory, like where it's like everything's vague. Like this movie feels like Jay 20 years after the fact, remembering she went through all the shit.
Dude, I was literally thinking that the whole time, is like
details,
Yeah, like the whole, like, it's supposed to be like, I mean, it's argued all over, where it's like it's an allegory for, like, sexually transmitted diseases, and I find that it really, like, it lends closer to like an allegory for being, like, a trauma of rape or having, like, sexual assault, and like that, like how that follows you.
All of the above.
And
I don't think it's like
sure,
that
right?
deep.
I mean, there's not
you know,
one.
it's like this is like
Right.
a cool idea. It's definitely like about all of that and about the anxieties of sex as like a young person and all that. And
But I wanted to get to your point where it does feel like a memory.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool to see a sequel, like where they're 60, or whatever, like where it's like they're older.
actually,
and like that.
I wonder
yeah.
what they're gonna do with the sequel because you saw they just announced that like a couple weeks ago, right?
Oh no, I missed it. I didn't see
he
that.
He wrote the script.
Oh,
David.
okay, cool.
David, fucking something Mitchell, Michael David or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm
Yeah.
David Mitchell. Anyway, he wrote the script. It's called They Follow, and they're going into pre-production right now. The script is written. The same fucking Micah, whatever her name is, the main actress, she's locked in. She said the script is great in an interview, so I'm interested to see what they do to expand, because obviously the like rules of the monster and what the monster is very, very ambiguous and very vague. There's no
completely, yeah.
and it's like even sometimes maybe a little contradictory, but so I'm interested
Yeah.
to see what he does building this world. And like he's like the whole like because earlier he was like there's only one of them, but it's always coming for you, and it's it's slow, but it's not dumb, but it's like they follow. It's like, is there more of them now? Like, what is that? So I'll be interested to see. So
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't see that announcement.
yeah, they announced it like a week or two ago. So I was like glad. I'm like when we watched this, I was like, oh, perfect, because I was just thinking about it. It was back in my mind.
That's awesome. And he did Under the Silver Lake. Okay.
Dude, I was waiting because I remember when this movie came out, and it was like the start of like when we had this turn of horror, because it was like It Follows and like The Witch were all coming out at this time, and everyone's like, oh, we're in this new era of horror and shit. And this movie got pretty big, and like if you're a horror fan, got pretty big, and I was like, oh, okay, he's the next, like this guy is coming on the scene with Ari Aster, with fucking Robert Eggers. Like I thought he was going to be with them, and then there was such an issue with the distribution and the release of Under the Silver Lake that it just kind of eventually came out and then like did no fanfare. It's pretty good though. It's weird. It's a mess sort of, but it's a lot of fun. Andrew Garfield's cool, so. But I feel bad that it's like he hasn't really gotten the chance to do anything else. Like I like that he's coming back to this world with They Follow, but it's just like. With the success of it, I'm like, oh, that's too bad, because I think he's a good director and a good writer too.
Yeah. No, I do like his writing. I'm curious about They Follow. I'm nervous. I don't know. I wonder if he'll keep it in that same like.
We'll see.
If it's they, he'll probably jump from the group we're in now. They'll probably just be like a footnote or something,
No, she's the main character still. Jay's the main character.
Oh, okay.
Is what they said. That's like the only thing we know, I think.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'll be interested because I'm like, I want to see them build on the lore of like this thing and like kind of what it is, but like without explaining it. Like I don't want it explained to me.
No, and I think that it actually, as frustrating as it is, I think when you said contradictory, I'm like, yeah, that is what bothered me, because I was like, I kind of wish that like the rules.
Like,
I wish there are more rules, but then it kind of like, I don't know. I like that it kind of has limitations, like it because it's weird that it could blow through the door, but then it couldn't get through the door, but then it could get through the door. Like, it was just a thing came through the door, and so like why didn't it kick the door in and then come through immediately? And these are like little nitpicks, because it's like that's not suspense for the film. Clearly, that's just like in the filmmaking, but like I'm kind of like, oh man.
Yeah, it feels mechanical in its nature, almost like it's try something, and then if that doesn't work, it's got to try the next thing, and it's like very much just going through the motions, and like it stops.
Well, it feels like an organism or something that's like still like a virus that's like thus it's
Terminator, like you said too, like almost machine-like, where it's like it's got a directive, and then it hits a barrier, and then it's like, how do I go around this? Do I got to like go this way, or like a simple machine like. Again, not super dumb, but like it's not like having complex thoughts and conniving and tricking people, like but it does just stand around and wait for opportunities too,
Yeah, But I
Like
think
if it
it's
can't
cool,
get
too,
in,
'cause
I
it's
think
like
it'll wait for you.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it'll wait. But the director was even saying that like it can board a plane, so like you can't really leave the country.
I
like,
just imagine it's just standing in the middle of an airplane though, because it's like it's not going to buy a ticket
that's-
because nobody can see it.
I
but-
know, and no one can see it. Like that's what's interesting though is like, I hope. I mean, they follow, dude. They better get into like the fact that like people have seen it. So, dude, an STD would spread like they spread like crazy. They spread. I mean, people are out there, you know, effing all day, and so like this would. I feel like there'd be so many people who could see it because if it affects the person that has you know been affected can still see it
in the chain.
I feel like
it's like eventually.
I feel like yeah. I
like
feel
how they
like,
say,
I feel like there'd be
1 in 4 people have like fucking hepatitis or
Yeah.
something. It's like 1 in 4 people can see it. They're like, oh fuck, there it is.
Right.
Okay, it's not coming after me. So who's
that's the
the
whole thing.
sad sucker that got it
Yeah.
last?
I know. I hope that in the sequel she like finds somebody who's like not I don't want like I don't need like you know whatever zero patient or whatever like I don't need somebody who's like patient zero. But I would love to have somebody who's like older, you know, who's in their 60s, 70s, who's just been like yeah, I remember when I got it in high school or college.
And a villain
you know,
too, because it's like they do talk. It's like guaranteed. It's like I'm pretty sure it's like implied that it takes on shapes of like people you know, but also previous victims. And like the woman,
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty like I feel like I got that. I don't know if that's the intention, but that's what I took away from it. That a lot of the random people, were previous victims, because the woman in the kitchen is 100% a fucking like a rape victim, 100%. She's got her front teeth busted out, her clothes are ripped off. She's
Right. Yeah.
peeing out of fear in her last moments. So I feel like that's like the person like they passed it on to her and then she got it. I don't know, but so it's just like I would like to someone that's like more villainous because Hugh he plots, but he's like I'm sorry, you know.
No, and that actually like that's such a genius setup for the movie. That's so great. Like because it's like I mean I knew this was like a horror film going into it, but I thought it was going to be more like slasher style where it was like violently, you know, killing people and ripping through people. Where this movie is like not. I mean the only violence in this film is the first 5 minutes, you know, and it's all just shown after the fact.
But that's what makes it for me so good is because it is a slasher, 100%. But it is like a subversion on the slasher genre, and it like because it does take it gives it this like unique STD follow twist like that you could do on a budget because it's just people walking ominously towards you. You can't see it. Like it's a cool idea. It's a simple thought, you know. But like, it's like 100% like this Freddy Krueger, fucking Michael Myers, Jason, just always just chasing you down.
Well, and it's Halloween. I mean that's like
100%. That's what I'm saying. It owes so much to like
that was his like influence.
80s
Yeah,
slashers
for sure.
and you know Halloween and everything. But yeah, man, and I don't know. That's what I think it clicks because first time I saw it, it's like I liked it quite a lot. Like I really liked it.
I do like.
But I
this
thought it was
film a lot.
it was a little overhyped because it was like blown up. But I liked it more this time because even though I was like more aware of its flaws, I do feel like it's like because of that. I had to look up the budget, right? And I know you're the Money Minute guy, but I had to look up because I was like this thing's what, $5 million? It was like 1.3, right?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And I'm like,
that is wild.
It's such a like. That's what's impressive is like this movie blew up pretty big. Like I don't know how huge. You'll tell us later, I'm sure. But like, but in horror circles, it was like a pretty, you know, obviously success. But it's like this. Now that I know, it's like this. Watching it, it's like this plucky little horror movie. It's like the little horror movie that could, man. And it's like all the problems that I feel like people have with it are pretty minor. Like it's certainly flawed. Like it's definitely got some contradictory things, but I feel like that can be explained away. And it's like some stuff doesn't work for some people, but I don't know. Like it's got vibes and a charm, and the fucking score carries a massive amount. Goddamn, that score is so good.
I really love the score too. I know, and that's what I mean, dude. This is like you were literally just describing Drive, when we talked about Drive just like a few weeks ago.
It is.
And
It's got a lot in common with not necessarily like the movie, but like the trajectory
of course not, but
of the film.
Yeah,
exactly.
Of it,
where it's like
and like
cult
and the acting,
following.
It's great. It's great acting with just visual acting. Like they're just expressive, and there's really very little dialogue. And it like at times it's a little frustrating, but like it doesn't take me out of it or bother me. But like I kind of there's sometimes where I'm like, well, this is weird. Like you guys would talk to each other at this point, but whatever. I mean,
it's like this was a debut for everyone. Like this was the main actress's like debut, and she absolutely fucking crushed it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, been glad to be seeing her in more stuff. She's in that movie coming out, Long Legs. I'm excited to see that movie. Watchers came out a couple years ago. And like, I don't know. Like, I just like feel like it's got so much more going for it that even though it's a gem, but it's certainly a flawed gem. But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it overcomes the odds so much that I give it more of a pass than I give most movies because it's like Ryan Gosling is a mega star still when Drive came out.
Yeah.
And what was the budget on Drive again? It was like 20 million or something.
Yeah, Drive was if not like 40. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Probably like in the 20s.
But it's like
minimum 20s.
One,
and so
$1 to $2 million for this movie, man.
Yeah,
like,
dude. No,
it's
that
punching
is
up.
punching
it's punching up,
yeah,
buddy.
it's punching above its weight, for sure.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
clever. Like it's clever and
like
it's fun. I don't know, because it's like the characters are good, the story. It does feel like loose in the plot. Like the climax feels kind of slapped together, but I feel like not as a screenwriting stance, which it probably is. I mean, I'm being maybe over generous, but it does. That's where I get the kids vibe, where it's like even like Green Room or something, where it's like these are young kids making kind of stupid, rash decisions. Like they got a gun and they're just shooting it at this fucking monster in a pool. Like, yeah, like I'm there. Like by the time we get there, even though if I stop to think about it, I'm like, oh, so this abandoned pool is like perfect and is like has all this electricity but it's like abandoned and everything. Like, it's like I don't know, but my suspension of disbelief is so gone that I'm like, yeah, man.
Well, and that's what's cool is they make this like it feels like the vibes of Stranger Things also, where it's like kind of like the kids run this city. Like it's like, there are a lot of adults that are involved, but they're all in the peripheral. Like they're all just like, it's all just like cop car flashlights or like a voice. It's all, I mean, that's kind of budgetary, but it's also like, it works really well with like separating the children from like an adult figure and making it feel like they really are isolated and they have to take this thing on by themselves, which is a great allegory for trauma and and everything that you would experience when it comes with any kind of like sexual assault or any developmental sexual exploration. Just figuring yourself out, it's like you do feel kind of isolated, and sometimes you just have a close group of friends that like you can kind of confide in, and like hopefully they'll help you out, and if like you have that support, it's awesome. And sometimes there are dirtbags and you bang them and then Greg dies, but it's like
that's I think it's like all of the above.
Then you
it's
grow.
Like the fear. It's like all the scares, because it's like they're all like 19, 20. You know what I mean? Like they're just out of high school. And it's like, honestly, if this movie wasn't so sex-centric at the center, this would have been PG-13. It would have been a PG-13 slasher.
Well, no, I think that's what makes this really, it's the fact that it is it R? It has to be R, right?
Oh, yeah, but it's all the nudity. But that's all it is. It's all the nudity.
I forget nudity is like such a thing here.
I know, right? It's like there's full frontal nudity in this like several times, but I almost forget. I'm like, wait, is it? Like,
well, and it's like, it's full frontal nudity that isn't sexual. So that even to me, that's where I feel like okay, well then what is the point? Like it feels horror, it feels scary, like in Witch or something. Like it feels so primal, like raw, like they're just out there like naked and they'll come at you, in any kind of style. Which I think is like, it's interesting that they would come as like they're supposed to be people, and it's like, for her, that definitely happens at the end. It's her father, and so that I feel like that gives the monster an advantage, because you're like kind of like thrown off a little bit, But I'm curious how recently her father died. If it was like like they don't really get into it, and I wonder if it was like pretty recent, because I swear, isn't there a picture of her where she looks pretty much the same with her dad?
I feel like
And I think on the mirror, isn't there one where she's?
I don't think it's the same actress. So I think it's like
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the girl in the picture. I mean, I could be wrong, but if I remember right, pretty sure the girl in the picture is like early teens, like 12, 13.
Yeah, right. Well, no, there's two pictures, because there's
There
one on
is
the
two.
window on the mirror.
There's the one on the
I feel
mirror
like she
that's
was
like a
older.
snapshot, and then that one maybe is a little older, and then there's the family photo, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's
And that's cool. I like that. I like that style of storytelling too, where it's like you don't kind of. Yeah, I kind of wish I knew the importance of some of the monsters to the character a little bit more, and I think that just gets missed in the writing a little bit. Like because like you said, it's like there's the photo of the
But
kid,
why, though?
Hugh or whatever. Well,
it's like
I know.
what
I mean,
what would
I don't
that
need them to
bring to the story? Though,
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I know. I don't want them to stop and be like, "Oh my God, that's like one of my teachers or something." And
Yeah,
it's freaking me
that's
out.
my
I
manager
don't
at my
need them to-
first job. What the?
I know. Right. I don't need them to say that. Like, I get it. It's like, but I don't know. I guess it's like I just missed some of them, because I feel like every single one probably has some importance. But I guess it's just that. It's like the rules. It's like, why does she see the woman that has like her teeth knocked out and she's peeing? Why does she see like that really tall dude or the really small emaciated kid that must have been sexually abused? Because I'm assuming that was like a younger child, right? Is that like?
Well,
that
part.
Right?
Yeah, because that kid isn't felt. That's honestly my only gripe with the movie.
Yeah.
Because it could have been interesting. So it's like twofold. Because it's like that classic stupid screech that kid makes was the one time where I was like,
the like
God.
digital mouth that extends just slightly larger, and you're like, oh yeah.
I feel like it had to have been like a joke or something, because it's like they're just like,
I know,
yeah,
right?
Sure, leave it in. That's fun.
I feel like it's the time. It's the time.
is.
It's like
It is a little
2014. The 2010s to like 2016. It's like,
But
you had to do that.
that kid looked like a fucking old timey 1930s type kid.
I
You
know
what
that's what I was
like an
thinking
old
too. Yeah.
newsy or something,
what I was-
and I'm like,
I wonder. Yeah.
that would be interesting. It's like how long this thing could have been around for. Like I would have liked to see I don't want to see more of her friends, because it's like it is Zara at one point too. You know what I mean? It
Oh
does.
yeah, right.
try
At
to-
the beach, right?
right.
It wasn't that her.
And
yeah.
and like with Greg and his mom, like, because they say it's like it only does it. He's like, sometimes I think it only does it just to hurt you, because it's like that makes sense. It's more traumatic when her dead dad's attacking her in the pool or whatever. But
Of course, yeah, right. And
so it's like,
I guess it's that. It's like I like when they do it well, but then it's like when they introduce a random character that's supposed to turn this movie into a horror. Because like the fact that like, I don't know, man. I like, it's a horror, sure, clearly, but I just feel like it's like a horror, like Raw is a horror, like where it is just kind of like coming. It's more of a coming of age, like a a darker
dude,
coming of
like
age.
it's a horror, and why it's so fucking perfect as a monster is because it's the same way that shit like the Invisible Man and things like that work, where it's like they take something that's like mundane, like a negative space in Invisible Man, for example,
Yeah.
and they make it tense because they're like, it's an invisible space. Where in this movie, they make just some person walking.
Oh no!
They're like,
don't
is
get
that
me
the
wrong.
thing?
The impending doom.
Well,
This
that's
is
what's so
a ticking
regular.
time bomb.
If
This is
every
a ticking clock.
if everyone was like, "That's my manager," or "That's a naked fucking rape victim," like, it wouldn't be as good. Like, I like that sometimes it's just a person. Like, it's just
sure,
like,
sure, right. It just the randomness of it, kind of like, yeah. I mean, I guess it just works. I mean, that's what's interesting, and I think that's what I like about it. I like coming up and I like theorizing, like, what is it? Like, why does it? Is it like, does it have like more? Because apparently in the interview also he was talking about how it does progressively get more agitated and angered, because it'll like want one person specifically, and then when it like gets farther away from that chain, it like becomes more aggressive, but like it still has to be consistent. So it's like, I don't know, that it's a hard balance. Like, this movie really could have fallen apart.
Yeah.
And like really, really sucked. And so I'm glad that it didn't. It flows really well.
Well, I
So
bet you.
I never,
I bet you he, the writer, I bet you he has like a lot of internal rules that he made for himself as he was writing it about how the monster functions. And it's like some of that comes in the movie as like quote unquote rules, which are like obviously not definitive because it's just some dude saying this is how it acts in his experience. So it's like not the rules, but like I guess so. It's like I give it a pass in that, but it does feel like he like wanted to give it some kind of like, okay, it works this way, but then sometimes it doesn't, and who knows. So it's like I like that it's vague, I like that it's ambiguous, but it is sometimes to a fault because then it's just like, what can I grasp on if somebody's saying one thing and it's not really that thing, you know? But I don't know. Shifting gears completely. You know, something I noticed this time that I didn't notice in any of the other rewatches, that in the background, constantly, there's always couples, but young new couples, like people flirting, people kissing, like, and not like constantly. And like I counted like 5 scenes. And
whoa, okay.
They're
like
always
anytime they're in public, like
there's like someone sitting
group.
on the quad and they're like talking all intimately, and then there's like the doctor and it's like flirting with the nurse, and it's like there is this weird thing going on that's just like it further drives like this duality of like our human nature, and I think that's also what makes it so scary. It's because it's like we are sexual, you know. I mean, humans, most of us.
Yeah, right. I mean, animals.
Animals.
There is.
Right?
I can't think of like. I'm sure. Hey, anybody out there in podcast land, email us coldestsymptomknowledge@gmail. Please, God, email me. What creature doesn't bang? Just tell me right now. I'd love to know him. I'd love to meet him.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. Like it does. It works really well.
That's what's so scary is because it's like it is some like it's an exciting. Like getting to know someone, falling in love, like it's this exciting human thing, and it's like, you know, it drives us to connection and like further the species or whatever the fuck in our caveman bones. But like,
right.
But like that juxtaposed with with all the with like also the like terrible things that come with it, and like I was literally thinking when they find Hugh's house and he's like got all those cum rags everywhere, and Paul just casually just picks them up.
I know. Why is he touching us all this smut? I would never touch a dirty abandoned man's smut. Like,
literally.
Just leave it.
But it's interesting. It really shows like that's like the only thing that's in the house. It's a bunch of used cum napkins and old porno magazines.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, I was like, oh, dude, he's got to get the demons out. Like, you know,
I know.
like getting busted that night. I'm like, that's the director's thought. When he made this movie, he's like, dude, what if it was an actual demon? And then he just ran with it. Like, gotta get the demons.
Probably was. He probably was like told. He's like, you gotta wear socks on your hands or something while you sleep. You can't touch yourself. They don't touch your genitals. But dude, no, I definitely like think about that. Like, what if like this would be perfect? You just need to find somebody whose kink is being on edge their whole life, and so like they can have sex with you and then they're just frightened the whole time, but it gets them off. Like, you need to find someone who wants like just the idea of death coming.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, man, I don't know, like,
but I love the violence though too. Can I get at that? Like it's done so well because like I was saying, like they didn't have the budget to make this like a Jason or, you know, the slasher like actual true, you know, gore fest, which I'm glad they didn't. That would be really weird for the tone. But the one extreme violence they had is very punctuated, like it, and it's so unnatural too. I loved it. I love how like animalistic it is.
The opening in its is death. So fucking good.
It is.
Like,
it really is.
From it opens just on this, because it's like this movie's also just such a suburban horror movie, which I love.
Yeah.
But just like this girl just panicking, and the music when the fucking like me like the intense music like is building up, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine," and she's clearly not.
It feels like a Black Mirror episode or something where like everybody around her is just like, "How you doing, honey?" And it's like she looks distressed.
Yeah.
Dude. like she does not look good.
No.
And the dad's like, "What's wrong, babe?"
She like
dude,
gets the keys and runs for her life.
Yeah. Yeah, like she's in her like high heels hauling ass. Like, dude, she is not doing all right.
I don't know, like the music and like the one shot just following her. She's running from something we can't see. Like we're like, it's immediately. It's such a good hook, right? And it's like I can understand. We'll get to a comment that Clones of People 2 said that it was like it was such a good first impression that it kind of didn't really like live up to it.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see that because it's like it does kind of shift gears. It like sets, like it does feel like a lot of movies start with like that first kill, then it gets into the real meat and potatoes. But it does feel disconnected from the rest of the movie somewhat tonally. Because it's more violent and it's like does show, and it's like, yeah, it's implied later that it's the girl, and then that's how it got passed back to Hugh. It's because he was chill until he realized it was on him again or whatever. But I don't know, man. That opening immediately, that's what hooks me though. It's like I'm immediately just there for it. But there's a weird voyeurism to this movie too. It's like those little boys watching her.
Totally.
Like, I don't know. There's so many interesting little things.
That's kind of what I mean, where it feels like a coming of age at times. Like there's times where I'm like, they could totally. I feel like when he was writing this, he had to be like, oh, it's going to be a dream, and then there's and it's like there's going to be a monster. But then he's like, well, he's like, I could make that a really like on the back burner, and that could be more of a subplot, and the main plot is just her kind of just navigating through her life after like her dad died, because that's kind of what it feels like to me, and like her relationship with her sister and her friends.
I mean, it's 100% about how she went through a fucking sexual trauma and is trying to figure it out, because it's like, if anything, it did switch gears the other way around, where it's like her personal life is the back burner to like the implied shit. But no, I 100% see what you mean, because it does that. Like, that's the thing. It's like the characters, even though they're not like super fleshed out, because thank God there's not like a fuckload of exposition. There's not like a huge scene being like,
they do it great without it. Yeah.
You've been so good since Dad died. You know what I mean? I've been really worried about you. You haven't been the same or whatever. Like, I'm really glad none of that's there, because the characters feel real. Like Paul, I knew a Paul. Like, I knew a Jay.
Sure.
Like, I knew,
of course, yeah.
I knew
this
a
friend group,
Zara.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess that's why, like,
they're relatable.
Like, I feel like now I'm an old man watching it and liking these movies. And I do feel like obviously when it came out, we were like mid-20s.
Right.
And like, we all really liked it. And then now I feel like it's like, now it's just, I don't know. It's like far away from it now. And looking back, it's like, this isn't like, what? That's not scary. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
No, I kind of see what you mean when like it is weird to. I'm trying to put myself back into when I first saw it, because like when I watch it now, I think I can see the budget, which is fine. That clearly doesn't like ruin it, but I think there were some times where I was
definitely see the budget.
Oh, this would have been nice to have like an actual flushed out scene here instead of like just some like, not voiceover in traditional sense, but just like a character off screen talking,
no,
you
dude,
know, and
you
it, like,
and your
shows
voiceover,
somebody.
You're just like, ever since I could remember, I always want to get followed. You know, like,
no. This movie would not work with voiceover. I know when a movie would be when a movie wouldn't work with voiceover, bud. I love my voiceover, and like and that this movie would be awkward if it had voiceover.
Can you imagine?
I don't even know what it. I guess it'd have to be like diary format or something where like she's
well,
older.
They
talking
follow
about the past.
They follow starts up immediately where it's like she was telling the story of It Follows. That's why it feels like a memory, but it's all like modern day now. She's just like, I mean, I don't know. She's
and it would be like weird. It'd be like weird future modern though, because that's what he did in this movie, like on purpose, which I think is amazing. I wish that happened more often in films.
Yeah.
Where like they just make a time period ambiguous and like it. Yeah,
the fact that they can make it like quote unquote nostalgic without being any specific thing is because they do such a good job, like doing like a universal type relation to like they had to focus. They can't be like, hey, remember pop culture reference, which is like a lot. That's most
a lot of
nostalgia.
teen comedies, or teen horrors.
I mean, you said
that.
Stranger Things. It's mostly like, geez, man, you remember the 80s? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like this.
Well, even with like bodies. That's like that was a big one I was thinking of while I was watching this, where I'm like, that's more contemporary. And that is set in such a time period that in 10 years, you're going to watch Bodies and be like, oh, yeah, it was, 2022 or whatever. Like,
The fact that this feels somewhat timeless, it's like it forces them to have creative limitations to be able to make a more like universal story and more human, because they don't have the crutches to rely on all this other shit that it's like, I don't know, like by.
But this really
by
was,
doing
dude. Man, I'm thinking about it too. It's like Babadook came out this year, and like.
Well, that's
this
what I'm
is a
saying.
good-
That's
a
when
good
it
year,
started
good year
popping
for some-
off.
Yeah,
I
really, though,
remember
yeah.
because it was like Babadook, this, and The Witch were like the three that were like, oh shit, and then like within a couple
God,
of
the
years,
Witch, dude. The Witch is so good.
The Witch is fucking good. Did we
I know,
cover The Witch? We did, didn't we?
I feel like we had.
Because you felt
I don't know.
I
I've
went
watched
back
it
and quadruple
recently.
checked before I posted It Follows.
I checked too because I watched It Follows. So everyone in podcast land, we do Horrortober. Every October we watch.
It's a blur.
movie
I
a
get
day.
it. It's a blur.
And I get and so like sometimes we have in the past put the movie on at the same whatever done a redo of a movie, but we haven't watched it yet, fortunately. So
Yeah.
this is it. I watched It Follows like 2 years ago for during Horrortober, and so I thought we did it,
Right.
and we didn't, and thankfully so because it was nice to watch this again. Like I remembered the beats, and I remembered like. Pretty much the whole movie, and it's like
Yeah.
the parts that I don't remember are just connective tissue of,
yeah, for
just
sure.
vibe.
Because I watched it last when I put it on because Mary was like, she didn't want to watch with me. She's like, oh yeah, I already watched it, and I was like, no, I haven't watched this since I lived in Salt Lake, right, which was like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
it was a long time ago.
so I think this is like my third or fourth viewing because it's like I definitely saw it in theaters, and then I think I watched it once or twice after it came out within a couple years, but. It's been a minute, so it was good. But I don't know. I was like, I do feel like I didn't do my letterbox yet, but I feel like I would give this movie 4 stars, but with a heart, because it's like,
Okay.
it's definitely got the rough edges. Its budget shows. I do think they did a lot with their fucking budget, and I do think it's pretty clever of a premise, and everyone does their job well. The score is banging. Like, it's like kind of inspirational, right? It's in that way. But it's like, I can admit that it's not nowhere near perfect, but it's like, I loved it. I don't know. Like this time around, I liked it a lot, like more. I feel like I was able to, because the other times I was just enjoying it. But now for the film club, obviously I'm like, I got my critical eye on, a little bit more. I'm just trying to like pay attention to the movie a little bit more in depth. And because of that, I did notice more of the cracks in the foundation, so to speak, but I also had a greater appreciation for like what it is they were able to accomplish, and just like they're the fucking success story that you didn't really hear about since the 90s of just like independent film that kind of came out of nowhere and like got pretty popular. It's like I feel like that kind of didn't happen very much anymore. Like that definitely doesn't happen any much more now.
Right, and this film doesn't have any. This didn't have an A24 backing or anything crazy. Like it didn't have. It didn't get like that. Like it didn't get bought for like $5 million and then like huge distribution deal or anything crazy.
It would have these days. Neon or something would have fucking bought
Neon.
it up.
That I thought it was Neon that made this. I was like trying to remember earlier today when I was talking about it, and I was like, man, who did this movie? And
Isn't it like some weird? It's like some Canadian company and some other company. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't know. There's some just random like guillotine house boat, production company that's just like doesn't make any sense. But yeah.
Anyway,
but it's good for them, man. They killed it.
I've been beating around the bush this whole fucking episode. I said earlier that it was a 1.3 million. How much did it make? Because I remember it being successful, but I don't remember like how successful. Money-wise.
Very successful, because it made $23 million.
That's great on that
which
turnaround.
is great, and a super limited release too.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a little bit of a cult following, and like you say, it is very Drive-like in its trajectory for sure.
Yeah.
So I do hope that going back to They Follow, like I hope he gets a little bit of a budget and gets to do what he wants, but still working with the constraints. So I'm interested. I hope it just actually gets going, because I could see this movie again. I could see They Follow get stuck in development hell because
it was supposed to be in production this year, and I didn't read when I was just reading about it now, and it's still in production, pre-production, and so I'm like, well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, who knows? It depends. Yeah, how much he's getting. I mean, like,
well,
I would imagine
Micah, whatever the fuck her last name is, I don't have any of it in front. I should start having shit open in front of me so I sound like I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
What is it? Micah Monroe?
Micah Monroe or whatever. She's great, and I feel like she's kind of. I've been recognizing her more often, so I'm glad. Like I want to see Long Legs. I've been seeing that fucking ads all over the place. And
Dude, that's crazy. That's her though.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her in Long Legs, but
I didn't like, I couldn't pinpoint it. I was like, she looks familiar, but then I watched It Follows and then saw the ad right after, and I was like, holy fuck, that's her. And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it is. Like, very cool. So
I'm excited. I don't know if
because she's good.
I was gonna say I don't know if it's because Long Legs has been literally anytime I open any app, even if I'm opening my like text message to text my mom, a Long Legs ad comes up because like I've seen hundreds and hundreds of ads for this. I'm like I'm gonna see it, guys.
It's like every
down.
10th Reddit post is an ad for Long Legs.
It's an ad for Long Legs. No, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Like I literally can't open like Parlor without a Long Legs ad coming up, dude.
Yeah, or Grindr or anything, right?
Yeah, I know, or any of them. Yeah, any of my normal apps.
So, all right, I got a couple Reddits for you. So let's see. So, oh my God, dude, 82 says very memorable opening scene with the girl that ends up on the beach. Short, sweet, and simple. Like, I'm glad that is that is the first thing
Beautiful.
that kind of comes to mind. I don't know. Like it
Yeah,
sticks.
and
It sticks with me.
I wanna hear Clones. He's got something.
Oh, we
Thank you
got a
thank you
few.
for
We got
commenting.
quite a few posts this time.
Oh,
like a little bit
hell
more
yeah.
than usual. So we
And
got.
it really does have a cult following. Nice.
Yeah, Clones of People 2 says, first watch, it was on my radar, but I hadn't gotten around to it. I have mixed feelings on this. While I think it had good intentions, and I like the subtext and the concepts, I found that the film could have been more polished and better tied up. The concept and subtext were very good, and it gave me a lot to think about. Was it about rape, STDs, or just general sexual intimacy? I think a little of all of the above. But I found the multiple aspects makes it unfocused. The theme could be a little tighter. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked the atmosphere and dreaminess of it all, but again, I felt like it unfocused the film a little too much. For instance, the pacing felt weird, and the way it tried to not set itself in any particular decade made it feel inconsistent. Also, the tension building was great, but it didn't hit the payoff of the opening scene again. After the opening, I thought I was in for something intense, but it never quite reached those heights.
Yeah,
Overall,
yeah.
good concept, good meal building, but I found that it needs a polish and focus to make it shine. 6 out of 10. I can agree that it is a little loose. You know, it's got a lot.
I think it's funny. Yeah, for me, it's like vibes. I'm down for 100%, and I think that was like in Drive 2. That was also kind of a thing where it's like there was just like one too many like threads that kind of like But
I don't think there's threads. See, that's the thing. It's like this movie. I don't feel like has any weird loose threads. Like the plot is focused and singular and moves along, but I could see how everything else going on with the dreaminess and like some stuff with the monster and like the introduction of like Greg and like that like does mess with like kind of the flow, but the plot does feel, the thing is like everyone is reactionary to what's happening, so it doesn't feel like it's like, oh, the perfect little breadcrumbs on my 3-point my regular 3-act structure. Like it does fit the 3-act structure, but it's like, I don't know, it kind of just takes like some detours. But there's no weird like there's no side plots. There's no B plots or anything like that. Like it all, yet somehow it does feel.
It somehow feels like there's like one too many characters that they had to focus on.
This movie is like the blood in the pool. Like it's all there.
Yeah.
But it does feel like spread thin in a way. Can't quite put my finger on, but I don't disagree. So anyway, got a couple more. Parsnipley says the manifestations that were supposed to be creepy were kind of stupid this time around. The dude said at the beginning that it can look like anyone, and the whole point is to try and get close to you. So why does it appear as that tall dude or this disfigured woman pissing on the kitchen floor with one titty hanging out? I said that I'm pretty sure it's previous victims with them. But
I know, but that is I think my biggest thing. That's where I'm like, I don't want it spelled out for me, but it also is such a weird. He made it such a clear rule, and then like it's not even that the rule is like broken. I know we just talked about this for like an hour, but
I know
that is my one thing.
You
I
guys
totally
are like,
agree.
Want structure, you want rules.
Well,
You
No,
want
yeah,
you
I
want
just
you
want-
want the scene where the fucking It Follows
I don't
scientist
need-
comes and they draw a fucking
No,
cork
no,
board connecting
I
to
don't
like
need-
here's how it goes.
No.
Here's how it works. Here's the only way to kill it. Like they just take a
no,
fucking
I don't
gamble.
I don't need like the Hereditary or like the Changeling. I don't need the scene where they meet the old woman or the mystic that's like,
Yeah.
let me explain how this works. I don't need that. But the fact that he's like, it's smart. It'll look like people you know. But then it's like the most random people. Like it's like out of the world random. It's horror movie random. Like an 8-foot tall guy. That dude is literally 7 feet 8 inches tall.
Nice.
That motherfucker. Why would he show up in your life?
I
But
know.
anyways,
Well, it's because at that point it's to be imposing. Like he's not.
Yeah,
and I
of
think
course.
that's what's interesting.
and
'Cause
that does
in
kind of
this
work
movie,
to its advantage.
I would like to see in the sequel, perhaps, because in this movie, Jay, and I think this may be where some of your guys' problems coming from, because like Jay is constantly surrounded by her friends, so the monster, the creature, whatever, can't really be someone that close to her to get closer to her. Not really. Like it does
Right.
do it to hurt her, but unlike Greg, where it's just straight up his mom, which is traumatic for him also because I think it just likes to
But
be fucked
he was
up,
skeptic.
but-
He was skeptic already. So when
Right.
he opens the door, he's like, "Oh, you're my mom." Period. Like he doesn't
Right.
have any
But-
any idea.
It's like this could have benefited, I think, for you guys. I think would have cleared it up. One scene where she's alone and the thing is like Paul. Like she thinks it's him, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not. He's
I
not
was waiting
speaking,
for that.
You know what I mean?
I was waiting for like a miscommunication scene.
Because it
for
is
sure.
Zara in that one scene,
Right.
but she never sees it. It's behind
yeah,
her,
it
so
doesn't-
it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't
and it's
matter,
like
yeah.
every other scene, it's just too
And that's for us,
to
for the
intimidate
audience,
her.
and so
yeah, 100%.
right.
And even then, you're supposed to be like, oh wait, she's out in the water, but how? No, it follows, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, but I think like a scene like that where it is trying to be a little bit more cunning in who it picks, but I don't think
Well,
and
it's
that smart. Like
I
don't
would
think
like
it's
to know-
like, yeah, it's
but
a
no,
virus. It's not that
Sure.
intentional.
But I would like to know also how strong I guess it is, because it threw like a human pretty far with like one hit essentially, and it like grabbed her by the hair, and like I'm like, I don't know. I know these are all just nitpicky things that have nothing to do with the quality of the film. It's my personal thing where I'm like, I want to know how strong this beast is. 'Cause,
We
like,
want to
would
know
it be stronger in different
more.
forms? Or
Yeah, we want to know more. And like, so I'm glad we're getting more of the universe because it's like,
Yeah.
I want just more of this thing because I think there's so much potential to add
Right. I mean,
new
I'll
cool
see it.
rules.
I'll go.
you know?
I'm gonna see it. I got no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm excited. So anyway, I got one more for you. So Turbo13 says, absolute banger, pun intended. This cracks my top 15 of all time list. It's just so original and unique and very well executed. The part that always gets me is the tall guy in the hallway. Every time, my only gripe with this movie is I have to say that the monster can be anyone, and they should have done someone she knew, or something along those lines a little more. 4.7 out of 5.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what
dude.
I just said.
Dude, I do not know. I will never, dude. Gallup, you are an enigma to me.
He told
You
me
were this-
that, and I was
I
like,
do
oh,
not
shit, okay.
understand. It's in your top 20 films of all time.
Yeah,
I
top
would
15.
never in a fucking million years
Yes.
go. It follows. Look, did you see his Facebook? His Facebook status? He like changed his picture. I would not expect that man to put It Follows in his top fucking 15.
Hey, well, I'm like, and the funny thing is like he'd
I
seen
love
it
it.
before.
I love it.
This
Oh, yeah.
time, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I fucking love this movie, man," and because he
Hell
voted
yeah.
for it, and he was like, "I want to watch It Follows again. It's fucking great." And he watched it, and he loved it again, and I was like, "Cool," because it's like he has been
Hell
watching
yeah,
a lot
brother.
more. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't seen nearly as many movies as us. It's like It Follows
Sure,
is
sure.
not in my top 15. I do like it, but
No, that's what I mean. Like, it's like It Follows is a film that I will I'll root for.
It might
I
be
would
my
suggest.
top 15 horror movies of like the last decade, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps.
Right. Yeah, probably.
But it's a pretty banging list, so probably not top 10. But anyway, maybe.
Anyways,
So
that
thank
just-
you.
I love it.
I know, it's so funny. You
Yeah,
never know.
keep me guessing, dude. Keep me guessing forever.
Loves It Follows. Hated The Northman, dude. I have no idea.
Hated the Northman. What? Okay.
Anyway, so we're keeping it up with
Yeah.
pool movies. Moving on. That's It Follows.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who
Well,
commented. Please,
I'm so
keep,
ready.
Keep them coming. I like
Pools.
hearing it. So, more pool movies, and I'm glad because I just threw this movie on here as a whim, and I voted for Boogie Nights because in my heart I was like, I have to. Because
I guess that's true, right?
It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. But
Yeah.
just like Royal Tenenbaums, we will watch Boogie Nights eventually. And
Yeah.
the movie that did win, unless we do another noir month, I don't know if it ever
Yeah.
would have won, but everyone, for some reason, we're the only people who like noirs. But Sunset Boulevard won, and I'm really stoked because I've never seen it, and so I'm really happy to finally watch it because it's like I've watched like the first 10 minutes, and I know it starts with a pool, and so I'm like I'm excited.
Wait, you've never seen all of it?
No, I've only seen like 10 minutes of this movie.
Oh shit. Well, you're in for a treat, bud.
I know.
It has nothing to do with it has a pool for about 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's more of a pool scene in It Follows.
Yeah.
than
Well,
this
obviously,
movie.
there's like several
But no.
pool scenes in It Follows.
Yeah.
You got the decrepit pool falling apart. That's her loss of innocence, bro.
I know, really though. It really. I mean, like it's the only place that she's like safe and calm is in the pool. I love it. You know, I think that's the thing. It's like I came in hard because I just feel like if you don't like Drive for vibes, you can't like this movie for vibes.
I like it for more than vibes, though.
I know, me too.
So, anyway, I'm really excited to watch
sick,
Sunset Boulevard. I'm glad it won. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah,
But-
I'm way surprised. I
'cause-
want to watch The Swimmer though because
I do too.
our Closer People 2, he suggested it, and I'm excited to. I like his opinion, so
I'll find a way. We're definitely gonna do like a '60s month for sure.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You know, because it's like I definitely feel like I've been in a kind of a vibe for that. So, but yeah, I'm glad this won because usually this older movies don't really win, even though it's a fucking, it's considered one of the best. So it's, I'm glad to finally mark it off my watch list because it is literally Sunset Boulevard has been on my watch list for like over 20 years. Like I've been trying to
I know,
watch
really,
Sunset
yeah.
Boulevard for so long.
I know. Well, we're doing it now.
I've just never got around to it, so I'm pretty excited. So go watch that, get in on it, fucking come tell us your thoughts, and then meet us back here next week, and we'll do this again.
Heck yeah.
You got it.
Thank you, everybody. You can find us on YouTube. That's where we get a lot of great comments on YouTube. Also,
Yep.
Reddit rocks. Love you guys on Reddit. Come to
Yep.
our Patreon, support us. That would be dope. We're
Cool.
posting, post shows.
Posting
we have
little bonus shows.
episodes.
We got some we got new stickers. We got some cool
Hell yeah.
stickers made by the two of us. We're our little artist thingies, and
Yeah.
that kind of we're trying to get more stuff for you. So those of you that are on the Patreon already, you're great. Go listen to the post show that we're about to do right now, right after this, after these
Alright.
messages. So goodbye to all you regular folks. If you want to hear us talk more about
All you lovely free people out there, you freebies.
yeah. We're going to talk about the coolest, deepest secrets, man. All the stuff, and you're going to miss out unless you come. Anyway.
Yeah. Here are our intimate thoughts.
Yep.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.